now.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Tellor community call, November 23rd, 2021, Thanksgiving week. Yeah, things are going great. So we can just kick off the big news. There's lots of big news going on. The first thing, the Ampleforth vote has closed and we're in, guys. You guys did it. Just awesome job, everyone involved with the vote. With kind of talking with their community. It's been really good. They're our biggest project, and we got in there, and it was also our first kind of sale of a DAO, if you will. You know, we got voted in by a DAO, and it was a great learning experience for all of us. And yeah, so now we're just gonna. The code has spoken, and we'll be. I think it kicks off. They have to run a function. We're just polishing up some marketing materials as far as, like, you know, the monitoring websites and stuff like that, and then we'll kick it off live because it works. So super exciting. It's an awesome win for us, and it's been kind of a long time coming, and thanks to kind of the community for sticking with us through that one. Yeah, so
we could say it looks like it'll most likely be Thursday or Friday next week that we push that through, which I think is
okay.
sort of, unless we've changed our mind on that, but I think that is a good timing for both communities, and then for us as well, being right on the heels of fingers crossed, TellorX launching a couple days prior.
Yeah, and then I think we're gonna try and get them in one of our community calls.
Yep.
As well. So, you know, we'll teach you guys a little bit more about what Ampleforth actually does, and, you know, in a little bit of a way is just giving them a platform. They're a big user, and yeah, they're also a really good user. It's a super cool project if you guys aren't familiar with it. So learning how they use Tellor, and yeah. And Mike kind of alluded at it.
Show your support to Ample, get some Ample, hop in their community.
Yeah.
Our experience has been that we gained some of their community members into our community, and from our perspective, there was nothing sweeter than that. Obviously, the integration is sweeter, but like it's all of it together, and so we hope that our community can return the favor as well by having some people from our group end up over there becoming Amplers, and so yeah, look forward to meeting their team and asking asking more questions, and we'll give you the details when we figure that out as well. It's probably going to be the second week in December. So
cool. Yeah, and then Mike alluded at it. So the next gigantic thing, obviously, in our community is the Mainnet vote. So we'll be launching TellorX. So we've been up on Rinkeby. It looks good. You know, we've been running tests and making sure that everything looks good. We're going to continue to run tests. But yeah, everything looks thumbs up there. So we feel we're ready to kick it off to Mainnet. So we deployed the contracts yesterday. I can actually pass those out. Pass out contract addresses. So I'll do that, give them to you guys, the community. You can go review them, make sure that they all look pretty like they should. It's the exact same ones deployed on Rinkeby. You guys are following along. So we deployed those, and now we're gonna kick off the vote. Right now, Tim and I are gonna hop on a call like in an hour, roughly. So then we'll deploy it. I just have to run a function, and then we'll want everyone to vote. So you'll have a week to vote. It should go through no problem. But we're gonna need kind of every group there. This is a big push for just getting people to vote this week. We'll obviously inform you guys as soon as we meet quorum. So we need a 10% quorum. So 10% of all tokens have to vote in favor. Not in favor, they have to vote totally. So like once you hit that 10% number, then it goes into did it win or lose. So that said, get people out there, get them voting. That should be kind of our main focus. Stay heads down, I know there's a lot of new things that we want to build and get out there and do, but we're trying to really just focus on testing TellorX contracts on ring fee, making sure everything looks lined up. So as soon as we launch, it's sort of smooth. There aren't really any hiccups, and then we can talk about, after the TellorX launch. So it'll be a week long, and then there's a day wait period. So December 1st is when it's looking like it's going to go through. After that, then we can talk about the next steps as far as how to grow Tellor, get some users, get some more people building on it. But try and just stay focused for one more week on this thing, and we'll be good. So, Mike, anything?
Yeah, I just want to add that once Nick runs that function to kick it off, we'll be simultaneously releasing a how to vote guide that Ryan's putting together that should make it super easy. We've been through this process a few times before, so we've accumulated some experience helping people through either voting or migrating their tokens and things like that. And so we feel a lot more prepared to help out this time around. But the sooner you guys can vote, the sooner then you guys can also help people. There's a variety of individuals in our community with the full spectrum of knowledge of how to do these things, whether it's super easy or they don't even know what MetaMask is. And so, and some of these people might have a lot of TRB too. So, anyway, yeah, it would be really great to see you guys active in early voting and supporting and helping people that are
Yeah, because probably just the bigger questions you're going to get are, so we can answer the first one is, it's expensive to vote. Do I have to pay gas? Yes, you do have to pay gas. So you need Ethereum in your wallet to submit it. That said, we've committed as a team, we're going to reimburse you guys. So if you vote and you spend $100 on gas to vote because gas prices are high, we're going to send you back $100 worth of ETH. Like we've seen before.
Once quorum is hit.
Yeah, until quorum's hit. That's the one caveat. But like we've seen before in past votes where we've hit quorum, we're expecting about 40 big addresses to vote, and that should hit quorum. So, at $100, it's worth it to us. So that's like, go after those big guys and get them to vote, but don't tell them you're just wasting $100. You're doing something to support the community, but we'll also pass you back that. Just send us your address and the transaction ID that you voted with. And then the bigger one that you guys are all going to get, just help out people with different wallets. So you'll have some people come to you that are like, hey, I have my tokens in MetaMask. How do I vote? Start talking to them. Other people will be, hey, it's on a Ledger. Hey, it's on a Trust wallet. Hey, it's on this weird wallet that nobody's ever heard of. Try and just help them out, dig into it. That's the best thing that you guys can do over this next week, because they always sort of pop up, and then you got to figure out how it works and what we can do. So,
yep.
Cool.
And we're going to have that article that'll be good material for you guys to send to people, depending on what wallet they're using. Sorry for the dog barking.
Awesome.
Yep.
So we'll pass it over to you, Ryan. Questions?
Yeah, I think we brushed over this. Might be good to just kind of reiterate when is the next vote / next integration candidate after Ample.
So yeah, so we're kind of heads down now, but so that said, like most integrations don't require a vote. It's a pretty established project that would require sort of a DAO vote. Most of them, especially if you're going to integrate Tellor right from the beginning, you talk to their CTOs and things like that. That said, we're working with a few projects over on Polygon. We obviously are working with Rye. We've talked to them, and yeah, so we're just kind of keeping. Yeah, we always like to announce it once it actually goes through. But that said, yeah, lots coming, and we're excited. So did Ryan boot it? Or there he is. Yeah.
Nope, still here. That was like That was part one to the question. Part two is, what are the next steps for Ample / when is the integration there finished?
Yeah, the integration there should be finished kind of like we were saying next Thursday. Probably the best thing that you guys can do on that, like if you are supporting the Ample community and want to do it, so you'll be able to report, you can become a reporter and help report those numbers. You can monitor the Ample values, make sure they're coming through correctly. Setting up those things are just long-term next steps, making sure that they have a robust set of reporters, making sure that they have a robust set of kind of monitors, because this is something different that's you guys are actually going to start hearing a lot of with TellorX. So whenever we upgrade to TellorX, it's not like you're just a reporter of all of them, all sort of IDs. You can be a subset reporter. So you can be a reporter for just Ample feeds, or you can be a reporter for just ETH feeds, or you can be a reporter for just, say, a bridge we build. You don't have to do all of them. So that said, whenever somebody like with Ampleforth, we'll have to monitor it and make sure Ampleforth has enough reporters. So there's enough people who are doing this to make sure that Ampleforth is decentralized. They have sort of a robust set of people who are doing reporters. So even if we have, say, hundreds of reporters, if Ampleforth only has 2, that's bad. We don't want that to happen. We want to make sure that there's a lot of different people out there able to do it. So those will be some things that we're going to have to sort of hone and figure out the messaging around going forward.
Next one, I'm not entirely sure what he means. We'll see how you guys interpret it. But what do you guys think about DeFi in Tellor? So I'm thinking maybe just Tellor and DeFi as the relationship, or
Ryan, what's your thoughts?
what do we think about DeFi in Tellor? Well, I mean, I think with TellorX, I think we're going to be a lot less DeFi focused because we're going to have a lot more functionality in terms of other types of data we can put in. But obviously, I think the stablecoin thing is, I mean, it's really picking up in the ecosystem as well, just because of inflation and just the instability of the currency that we normally use. So I think we're still going to have a pretty big part to play there, but I think TellorX is definitely going to broaden that.
Cool. Yeah.
IMO. What do you think about integration with other chains? Cardano, AVAX, Solana, etc.
It's cool, and we plan to. I think that's so the biggest thing. So we've been starting to get a lot of people reaching out to us about other chains. So we're building that's kind of our next project right after we launch TellorX, is building a Teller structure that works on other chains and launching it on other chains. We'll probably have some more information on which chains we're going to go after here shortly. But that's, it's not hard. Basically, we want chains that have users and that fit with kind of the decentralization focus that we're going after. So we'll eventually get over there. It's just going to be one of those things where, there's not that many of us. So we're going to want to really pick and choose carefully where we're going to get the most bang for our buck as far as wasting dev time putting on those chains.
Does Smiles, aka Nikki Smiles, aka CTO, aka Nikki Fresh, use some type of teeth whitening solution? Yes, TellorX, but this question and how those pristine pearly whites are maintained can benefit the community greatly. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll pass on this one.
I don't think there was a question. Oh
yeah, this was like,
What are the names? Nikki Whites?
right.
Nikki Fresh. Nikki Fresh.
Oh, Nikki Fresh.
Okay, so passing on the teeth whitening solution answer. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is like, I'm sure it's one of you guys that actually asked the question.
He was born.
We'll pass on that. It's Spuddy's asking these.
Yeah. And then there was a when price increase question, which.
Hey, there's this guy on the Facebook. There's a Teller Facebook group, and there's a guy who posts like multiple times a day chart analysis. And you know what? I think he knows what he's talking about. I have no idea, but ask him. Join that group. It's an unofficial group, by the way.
I was on the Bitcoin Benito podcast. It was actually just a guy I met in DC, and he asked if I would be on his podcast, and so I sat on there with a half hour, and he did like price predictions with me for 10 minutes. It was a good time.
Yes.
So I'll
Jeff,
pass
for
that
that
over.
podcast.
Yeah, I think he came to the consensus that we're going to be like 1,000 in a few months, and I'm like,
Wow.
where did you pull this out of? But it's always funny.
That's not the moon, that's the sun.
I saw a YouTube video of the guy talking about like us going to 1,000, and just it was interesting to hear his reasoning.
Yes.
But,
Cool.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
that's it.
nice.
Awesome. Nice short one. We got a lot of work to do. I'll pass out those contract addresses here shortly. How do you think the sponsored event went? Richard asks.
Are we talking about Reimagine?
Probably.
Yeah. We'll find out. I thought the content was great, and they're gonna send us the final the statistics on their viewership. I think today they were supposed to send it today or tomorrow because the event ended yesterday. So we'll find out. I'm not sure. Did you? I'd be interested to hear if you guys tuned in, because we're gonna assess all these opportunities, and if you guys really like their content, it might be something that we continue with. If not, we can look elsewhere. But we like those guys. We've done several events with them in the past, and it's a very fair kind of situation we have with them. So overall, we're pleased. But right now it's like it was different earlier in the year. It was much more DeFi focused, and now things are a little bit, obviously NFT focused, which is a little bit not quite in the Tellor wheelhouse. But still, it's still got a huge audience. If anything, the NFT audience is bigger than the DeFi audience was. And so those people can hear the name Tellor and find out about us. And that's all good as well. So I'll get back to you on the details of that, though.
All right. Yogi, sorry that you're just joining. We're about to close the call, but did you have a question? Okay. Well, we can get it next time if you do. Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks everyone. See you guys next week, and go vote. The voting will end this time next week, so we'll have like an hour left in the call when we do this next week. So we better just be celebrating hitting quorum. It's going to be a great thing. So anyway, all right. Talk to you guys later.